In this video we are going to learn how to create the VPC peering, and we are also going to do a demo where we are going to create two machines in two different VPCs, and we are going to establish the VPC peering, and we are going to check like how the machines can communicate to each other. So let's suppose I have two VPC. Let me go with the diagram. This is the one VPC which I have, and there is another VPC. Okay, and inside this VPC we have a subnet. Let's consider this as a subnet. Okay, let me reduce the size of this one. One subnet we have. Let me have one more subnet. This is the second subnet, and inside the subnet we have the machine running. So let me have the EC2 here. Let me reduce the size of this one. Okay, this is the one. Okay, so this is my first VPC. This is my first VPC subnet. This is my second VPC subnet. This is the machine which I have, and let me go like this. Okay, and what I need to do is I need to establish the connectivity between these two machines, and this is something we are going to do it with the help of the VPC peering. So here we are going to create the VPC peering. So that we are able to communicate with each other. Okay, and for this demo what we are going to do is we are going to create like two VPCs. Let me write it down. Two VPCs we are going to create. Then we are going to create subnet in each of the VPC. So one subnet in each VPC. Then we are going to create a route table. Then we are going to create the internet gateway, and in the last we are going to create the VPC peering. I will explain all the things step by step. Okay, but at the end this is what we are trying to achieve, that one machine which is running in this VPC is able to communicate with the machine which is running in another VPC. So let me go to the EC2, and before going to the EC2, the first step which I need to do is I need to create two VPC. So let me go to the VPC here, and all the things which I am going to do it in North Virginia region. So if you want to follow along, you can also do that. Let me create a VPC. Here I am going to give the name. So the first VPC name is Alpha for me. Alpha VPC 1. Let me copy this one. Let me give the IPCIDR range here. Create VPC. Similar way I need to create one more VPC, and the name which I am going to give, that is Delta VPC. And the IPCIDR range is 20.20.0/24. So in this I'm just going with the default option. I'm not going to explain like what all options we are getting in the VPC. For that I'm going to create a separate video. Here we are going to understand like how we are able to create the connectivity between the two machines which are there in the different VPCs. Okay, so we are done with the first part. This is done. Now the second part is we need to create one subnet in each VPC. For that, let me go to the subnet, create subnet. Here I am going to select the alpha VPC. Let me give the name Alpha VPC subnet. Availability zone, I will go with the default option, and in the IPv4 subnet CIDR range I'm going to have it 28. I will get 16 IP. So here it is mentioning. Let me copy the name of this one. Similar way, I'm going to create a subnet in the Delta VPC. For that, I'm going to select the Delta VPC, give the name here, Delta 20.0.0/28. Create. So we are done with the second thing as well, second part as well. So let me have this thing done. Now we need to create the route table. Now what exactly the route table is? See, we need to route the traffic. We need to tell where my traffic can go, whether it can go to the internet, whether it can go to the other VPC, whether it can go to the transit gateway. So all those things I need to configure it in the route table. So for that we need a route table. So let me go to the route table and create a route table. So here I'm going to give the name alpha route table. Let me copy this thing, select the VPC. So this is going to be alpha, create. Similar way I'm going to create for Delta as well. Delta route table, and I'm going to select the Delta VPC here. Done. Let me go here. Route table is done. Okay. Here let me have route table configuration as well. Here route table Subnet Association, and the same thing I'm going to do here after the VPC peering, route table configuration. Okay, so these are the steps. So we are done with first step, we are done with second step, we are done with third step. Now the fourth step is, that is the IGW. We need to create the internet gateway. Now what exactly the internet gateway is? See, we need to connect the machine from the internet. So for that we need the internet gateway. So let's create the internet gateway. So I have two VPC. I'm going to create two internet gateway. And this is for alpha IGW. Similar way I'm going to create one more. This is for Delta IGW. Okay, we are done creating the internet gateway as well. So this is also done. Now we also need to do the attachment to the VPC. So IGW attachment to VPC. Okay, let me go here. So we have the alpha IGW here. What we need to do is, we need to attach this one with the alpha VPC. So let me go attach to the VPC, alpha VPC, attach. Similar way I will go to the Delta VPC. If you see right now it is showing detach. So let me go attach to the VPC. I'm going to select the Delta one. So we are done with this step as well. Now route table configuration. This is important. See, we have attached the internet gateway to the VPC, but it is not going to work. The internet is not going to work. Let me show it to you. So for that I will go to the EC2, open it in new tab. Here I'm going to create two machines. So let me put this thing running. Okay, let me create the first machine, that is alpha machine 01. Okay, I will go with the Linux. I will go with the free tier. Key pair, I already have one of the key pair, that is with the name VPC peering. I'm going to use that. I will go to the VPC. Here I'm going to select the alpha VPC subnet. I'm going to give auto assign public IP enable. Go with the default option and create. Similar way, I'm going to create one machine in the Delta VPC. Why it is not showing? Okay. Launch Delta machine 1. I will go with Amazon Linux. Go with the default option. In the key pair, I'm going to select VPC peering, and in the networking, I'm going to select Delta. In the subnet, I will go with the Delta VPC subnet. Auto assign public IP should be enabled and launch. So now we have two machines in the process of creating. Let me go with the running. So I can see both the instances are in the running state, but the status check is initializing at the moment. So we need to wait for it to pass. Let me pause the video for the time being so that we will get the status check pass. Okay, now we have for one of the machine 3x3 check passed. So we can use that machine and see whether we are able to connect to the machine or not. So in order to connect to the machine, what I need to do is I need to take the public IP. I need to go to the location where I have downloaded my key pair. So my key pair is in the download location. Let me go to that, and the command to log in SSH-I, then the key pair name. For me it is VPC peering EC2-user @ whatever the public IP we have. See, we are not getting any response here. We are not able to connect because this machine is not available to the internet right now. That is the reason we are not able to connect to this machine. There is no response right now, correct? We have other ways as well, like without internet we are able to connect to the machine with the help of the endpoint. If you go to the connect, we have connect using the private IP, and here we have the option for the EC2 connect endpoint. We can use this option and connect to the machine without the internet. Okay, but for this video we are going to use the internet gateway to connect to the machine. Even let me go to the other machine and check Delta. This is the one. Let me grab the public IP, and you can see the command here. Once you are going to click on the machine, you can go to the connect, and if you go to the SSH client, you will see the example here which says how to connect to the machine. Okay, let me go back. Public IP, let me go here, let me come out of this thing, and let me change the public IP. See, we are not able to connect to this machine as well, right? Now let me do one thing here. If I go with my diagram, here we have created the IGW and we have attached this IGW to the VPC, but we have not done the route table configuration. So now what we are going to do is we are going to do the route table configuration. So for that I will go to the VPC here. Now here in the VPC, if I go to the route table, I have two route table which I have created. So let me go to the alpha route table and let me go to the routes. Here in the routes, I need to click on the edit route, and I need to add the IGW, that is the internet gateway. So here it is, and here I need to enter 000. Let me save the changes. Similar way, I will go to the Delta route table and do the same thing. Route, add route 000, internet gateway, this one, and done. Now let's see whether we are able to connect to the machine or not. Still we are not able to connect. Okay, there is one more thing which is pending at the moment. We have go to the route table and we have attached the route IGW to it, right? But we have not attached the subnet to it. So we need to go to the subnet association and we need to add the subnet. So in the alpha VPC, we have created one subnet where we have our machine running. So I'm going to attach this subnet. Similar way, I'm going to do it for the Delta VPC, Subnet Association. Or before doing the Delta VPC, let me see whether we are able to connect to the alpha one or not. So this is for the alpha one. Yes, we are able to connect to the alpha machine. Let me come out of this thing and let me try to log into the Delta machine. Let me show you the IP of the Delta machine. So the IP is 44204. If you see 44204. See, I'm not able to connect. So what I need to do is I need to attach the subnet. Done. Done. Now we are able to connect. Great. Okay, so right now I'm in this machine 20.0.0. Okay, let me go to the instance. So I'm in this machine. Now, what is my actual task? To able to connect from this machine to this machine or from this machine to this machine. So we are done with the routing table configuration as well. Done. Routing table subnet association as well. We are done. Now we need to create the VPC peering, but before creating the VPC peering, let's check whether we are able to connect to the machine or able to go to the internet. First, let's check google.com. Yes, I'm able to go to the internet. Great. Now let me see whether I'm able to ping the other machine, which is this 10.0.0.5. Let me ping it. Paste. I'm not able to ping. Okay. One more thing. In the security group, we need to open one traffic. That is the ICMP. ICMP is for the ping. When we need to establish the ping connectivity, we need to open the ICMP traffic. So how to open the ICMP traffic? For this, I need to go to the security. I need to go to the security group. Here in the security group, we have port number 22 enabled, because of which we are able to take the SSH of the machine. Now I need to open the ICMP traffic as well. So add rule ICMP custom 000 save. Similar way, I'm going to do it for the Delta machine as well. Security. Let me open the security group here. Edit. Add rule. ICMP 000 save rule. So we are good with the ICMP rule as well. Now on both the machine, I have the ICMP rule enabled. If I go to the security, I can see ICMP. If I go to the Delta machine, security, I can see the ICMP traffic is there. Let's see. Still we are not able to ping. See, there is no ping response. The reason is there are two VPC and there is no connectivity between the VPC. Okay. Now we need to establish the connectivity between the VPC. For that, what we are going to do is we are going to create a peering connection. So as per the diagram, this is the one. We are in this step where we are going to create the VPC peering connection. So let me create the peering connection. Let me give a name, peering alpha beta VPC. Okay. Select the VPC. Now here you can select any of the VPC. That's okay. So whatever the VPC you select here, that is going to be the requester VPC. Now you need to tell which is the acceptor VPC, who is going to accept the traffic. It might be it is in the same account, it might be it is in the different account, it might be in the same region, or it might be in the different region. For us, we are doing everything in the North Virginia. So for us, we have it in the same account and we have it in the same region. alpha 1. Okay. So we are sending the request from delta to alpha. Create VPC peering. Once we create the VPC peering, we need to accept the traffic. Okay, so we need to go to the action and accept the traffic. Accept. Once we are going to accept the traffic, then it is established. So we can see the status is active. Let me go to the machine. See, still there is no connectivity, but we have created the VPC peering. Okay, the next step is route table configuration. Let me go to the VPC and let me go to the route table. Here I need to go to the alpha route table, and here in the route I need to add the peering. So here is the peering connection. We need to add the peering here. But what I can give here in the destination? Okay, this is important. Let me go back to the route table. So we need to establish the connectivity between the alpha and delta, or vice versa, delta to alpha. So we need to give the VPC ID or VPC range. For alpha we have 10.0.0/24. So if I go to the route table of the delta, route, edit route, here I need to give it for the alpha 10.0.0/24. Peering PCX, done. This is the one-way traffic I have created. Okay, I have created it from the delta, but I also need to create from the alpha as well. So let me go to the alpha and do the same thing. Route table, edit route table. Now we need to know that is 20. Okay, let's check it. So we are in alpha, we need the delta VPC. What is the delta VPC? 20. Let me go to the route table. Delta VPC, that is 20. So we need to give here 20.0.0/24. Okay. Peering connection. Done. Save changes. Done. Now we have created the connectivity. And if I go here, I'm able to see the reply as well. So that means I have successfully established the connectivity. So as per this diagram, this machine is able to communicate to this machine, and vice versa as well. From this machine, I am able to communicate to this machine. These are the steps which we have followed. First, we have created the VPC, then we have created the subnet, then we have created the route table, then the internet gateway, then we have done the internet gateway attachment, then we have done the routing configuration, where we have added the internet gateway and also the subnet. Then we have enabled the ICMP traffic for ping. After that, we have created the VPC peering, and in the last we have done the routing configuration, where we have the VPC CIDR range. And after that, with the ping command, we have checked and we are able to establish the connectivity.